LETTER LV OF CLARISSA HARLOWE, or The History of a Young Lady, Vol. 8. This is a Librivox recording. All Librivox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit Librivox.org. Recording by Nicole Lee. Clarissa Harlowe, or The History of a Young Lady, Vol. 8, by Samuel Richardson. LETTER LV. Miss Clarissa Harlowe, to Miss Howe, Saturday, September 2nd. I write, my beloved Miss Howe, though very ill still. But I could not by the return of your messenger, for I was then unable to hold a pen. Your mother's illness, as mentioned in the first part of your letter, gave me great distress for you, till I read further. You bewailed it as became a daughter so sensible. May you be blessed in each other for many, very many years to come. I doubt not, that even this sudden and grievous indisposition, by the frame it has put you in, and the apprehension it has given you of losing so dear a mother, will contribute to the happiness I wish you. For, alas, my dear, we seldom know how to value the blessings we enjoy, till we are in danger of losing them, or have actually lost them. And then, what would we give to have them restored to us? What, I wonder, has again happened between you and Mr. Hickman? Although I know not, I dare say it is owing to some petty petulance, to some half ungenerous advantage taken of his obligingness and assiduity. Will you never, my dear, give the weight you and all our sex ought to give to the qualities of sobriety and regularity of life and manners in that sex? Must bold creatures and forward spirits for ever, and by the best and wisest of us, as well as by the indiscreetest, be the most kindly treated? My dear friends know not that I have actually suffered within less than an inch of my life. Poor Mr. Brand! He meant well, I believe. I am afraid all will turn heavily upon him, when he probably imagined that he was taking the best method to oblige. But were he not to have been so light of belief, and so weakly officious, and had given a more favourable, and, it would be strange if I could not say, a juster report, things would have been, nevertheless, exactly as they are. I must lay down my pen. I am very ill. I believe I shall be better by and by. The bad writing would betray me, although I had a mind to keep from you what the event must soon. Now I resume my trembling pen. Excuse the unsteady writing. It will be so. I have wanted no money, so don't be angry about such a trifle as money. Yet I am glad of what you incline me to hope, that my friends will give up the produce of my grandfather's estate, since it has been in their hands; because, knowing it to be my right, and that they could not want it, I have already disposed of a good part of it, and could only hope they would be willing to give it up, at my last request. And now how rich shall I think myself in this my last stage! And yet I did not want before. Indeed I did not. For who, that has many superfluities, can be said to want? Do not, my dear friend, be concerned that I call it my last stage. For what is even the long life which in high health we wish for? What but, as we go along, a life of apprehension, sometimes for our friends, oftener for ourselves? And at last, when arrived at the old age we covet, one heavy loss or deprivation having succeeded another, we see ourselves stripped, as I may say, of every one we loved, and find ourselves exposed, as uncompanionable poor creatures, to the slights, to the contempts of jostling youth, who want to push us off the stage, in hopes to possess what we have; and, superadded to all, our own infirmities every day increasing, of themselves enough to make the life we wished for the greatest disease of all. Don't you remember the lines of Howard, which once you read to me in my ivy bower? These are the lines the lady refers to. From death we rose to life, 'tis but the same, through life to pass again from whence we came. With shame we see our passions can prevail, where reason, certainty, and virtue fail. Honour, that empty name, can death despise. Scorned love to death, as to a refuge, flies, and sorrow waits for death with longing eyes. Hope triumphs o'er the thoughts of death, and fate cheats fools and flatters the unfortunate. We fear to lose what a small time must waste, till life itself grows the disease at last. Begging for life, we beg for more decay, and to be long a dying only pray. In the disposition of what belongs to me, I have endeavoured to do every thing in the justest and best manner I could think of, putting myself in my relations' places, and, in the greater points, ordering my matters as if no misunderstanding had happened. I hope they will not think much of some bequests where wanted, and where due from my gratitude. But if they should, what is done, and I cannot now help it. Yet I must repeat, that I hope I have pleased every one of them. For I would not, on any account, have it thought that, in my last disposition, Any thing undaughterly, unsisterly, or unlike a kinswoman, should have had place in a mind that is a truly free, as I will presume to say, from all resentment, that it now overflows with gratitude and blessings for the good I have received, although it be not all that my heart wished to receive. Were it even an hardship that I was not favoured with more, what is it but an hardship of half a year, against the most indulgent goodness of 18 years and an half that ever was shown to a daughter? My cousin, you tell me, thinks I was off my guard, and that I was taken at some advantage. Indeed, my dear, I was not. Indeed, I gave no room for advantage to be taken of me. I hope one day that will be seen, if I have the justice done me which Mr. Belford assures me of. I should hope that my cousin has not taken the liberties which you, by an observation not, in general, unjust, seem to charge him with. For it is sad to think that the generality of that sex should make so light of crimes, which they justly hold so unpardonable, in their own most intimate relations of ours, yet cannot commit them without doing such injuries to other families as they think themselves obliged to resent unto death, when offered to their own. But we women are too often to blame on this head, since the most virtuous among us seldom make virtue the test of their approbation of the other sex, insomuch that a man may glory in his wickedness of this sort without being rejected on that account, even to the faces of women of unquestionable virtue. Hence it is, that a libertine seldom thinks himself concerned so much as to save appearances. And what is it not that our sex suffers in their opinion on this very score? And what have I, more than many others, to answer for on this account in the world's eye? May my story be a warning to all, how they prefer a libertine to a man of true honour, and how they permit themselves to be misled, where they mean the best, by the specious yet foolish hope of subduing riveted habits, and, as I may say, of altering natures. The more foolish, as constant experience might convince us, that there is hardly 1 in 10 of even tolerably happy marriages, in which the wife keeps the hold in the husband's affections, which she had in the lover's. What influence then can she hope to have over the morals of an avowed libertine, who marries perhaps for conveniency, who despises the tie, and whom, it is too probable, nothing but old age, or sickness, or disease, the consequence of ruinous riot, can reclaim? I am very glad you gave my cousin... Sunday morning, September 3, 6 o'clock. Hither I had written, and was forced to quit my pen; and so much weaker and worse I grew, that had I resumed it, to have closed here, it must have been with such trembling unsteadiness, that it would have given you more concern for me, than the delay of sending it away by last night's post can do. I deferred it, therefore, to see how it would please God to deal with me; and I find myself, after a better night than I expected, lively and clear, and hope to give a proof that I do, in the continuation of my letter, which I will pursue as currently as if I had not left off. I am glad that you so considerately gave my cousin Morden favourable impressions of Mr. Belford, since otherwise some misunderstanding might have happened between them. For although I hope this Mr. Belford is an altered man, and in time will be a reformed one, yet is he one of those high spirits that has been accustomed to resent imaginary indignities to himself when, I believe, he has not been studious to avoid giving real offences to others. Men of this cast acting as if they thought all the world was made to bar with them, and they with nobody in it. Mr. Lovelace, you tell me, thought fit to entrust my cousin with the copy of his letter of penitence to me, and with my answer to it, rejecting him and his suit. And Mr. Belford moreover acquaints me how much concerned Mr. Lovelace is for his baseness, and how freely he accused himself to my cousin. This shows, that the true bravery of spirit is to be above doing a vile action, and that nothing subjects the human mind to so much meanness as the consciousness of having done wilful wrong to our fellow creatures. How low, how sordid, are the submissions which elaborate baseness compels, that wretch could treat me as he did, and then could so poorly creep to me for forgiveness of crimes so wilful, so black, and so premeditated. How my soul despised him for his meanness on a certain occasion, of which you will one day be informed. And him whose actions one's heart despises, it is far from being difficult to reject, had one ever so partially favoured him once. Meaning his meditated second violence, and his succeeding letters to her, supplicating for her pardon. Yet am I glad this violent spirit can thus creep; that, like a poisonous serpent, he can thus coil himself, and hide his head in his own narrow circlets; because this stooping, this abasement, gives me hope that no further mischief will ensue. All my apprehension is, what may happen when I am gone; lest then my cousin, or any other of my family, should endeavour to avenge me, and risk their own more precious lives on that account. If that part of Cain's curse were Mr. Lovelace's, to be a fugitive and vagabond in the earth; that is to say, if it meant no more harm to him than that he should be obliged to travel, as it seems he intends, though I wish him no ill in his travels, and I could know it, then should I be easy in the hoped for safety of my friends from his skilful violence. Oh that I could hear he was 1,000 miles off! When I began this letter, I did not think I could have run to such a length. But 'tis to you, my dearest friend; and you have a title to the spirits you raise and support; for they are no longer mine, and will subside the moment I cease writing to you. But what do you bid me hope for, when you tell me that, if your mother's health will permit, you will see me in town? I hope your mother's health will be perfected as you wish. But I dare not promise myself so great a favour, so great a blessing I will call it; and indeed I know not if I should be able to bear it now. Yet one comfort it is in your power to give me; and that is, let me know, and very speedily it must be, if you wish to oblige me, that all matters are made up between you and Mr. Hickman, to whom I see you are resolved, with all your bravery of spirit, to owe a multitude of obligations for his patience with your flightiness. Think of this, my dear proud friend; and think likewise of what I have often told you, that pride in man or woman is an extreme that hardly ever fails, sooner or later, to bring forth its mortifying contrary. May you, my dear Miss Howe, have no discomforts but what you make to yourself, as it will be in your own power to lessen such as these. They ought to be your punishment if you do not. There is no such thing as perfect happiness here, since the busy mind will make to itself evils, were it to find none. You will therefore pardon this limited wish, strange as it may appear, till you consider it. For to wish you no infelicity, either within or without you, were to wish you what can never happen in this world, and what perhaps ought not to be wished for, if by a wish one could give one's friend such an exemption, since we are not to live here always. We must not, in short, expect that our roses will grow without thorns; but then they are useful and instructive thorns, which, by pricking the fingers of the too hasty plucker, teach future caution. And who knows not that difficulty gives poignancy to our enjoyments, which are apt to lose their relish with us when they are over easily obtained? I must conclude. God for ever bless you, and all you love and honour, and reward you here and hereafter for your kindness to Your ever obliged and affectionate CLARISSA HARLOWE. End of Letter LV.